Hello, gamers. Rise up. Welcome to the cabin. Kill me.
That was.
I don't want that to be the intro.
Well, it's the intro now.
That's the intro now. That's the intro.
Look what you've done.
Gamers are the most oppressed group in society.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
You say that a lot, actually.
No.
So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and others within that superfluous category. We are the cabin.
Yeah.
I'm just so spent.
Are we all just gonna introduce the cabin just very
So-
poorly?
Yeah, like imagine this is our first episode. So my name's Kenny.
Shut
Not
up,
all
dude.
around.
No, I'm not doing that.
Dude, I
Here
think
I have with me my friend Connor
Oh,
and
I-
Alan,
Beautiful.
and then Cameron.
Hey, that's me.
Is
So today we are here to talk.
I don't like this. Can
it? All
we
right.
just?
No.
doing a
Okay. I
PowerPoint
also don't like
presentation.
it.
Okay, you two had your chance to shine. Connor's turn.
all right. Hi, this is the cabin. It's Connor, Cameron, Kenny, and Alan. And today we're going to be talking about podcasts and other things.
Yeah.
How was everybody's day? How was your
Well, I made an appointment with a doctor yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It was for today, and then they called me at like 7 in the morning and said, "Hey, the doctor isn't going to be here, so you gotta reschedule." And I was very upset.
Uh-oh. There's a disembodied
Kenny.
voice screaming your name, Kenny.
Look at Kenny.
This is
Okay.
the magic of podcasting.
I love this.
This costs money. This costs a lot of money. This costs a lot of money. You guys,
What costs a lot of money?
You know-
You won't know if we took it.
this costs a lot of money. You gotta put it back.
god.
You guys need to go put it back.
Ooh, we got evidence.
For school, you guys need to put it back. This costs a lot of money. And that's Ian put his lips on that.
What? I'm so confused.
Dude, I wish I
now.
had siblings.
No, you don't.
I do.
You
Go
really
put it
don't.
back. Go put it back. Hurry before Ian sees it and gets angry at you guys and bullies you.
What?
You squished your crown.
I'm full of questions, but I think
yeah,
that's for the
no.
better.
Okay, you guys gotta be quiet. Okay, are you leaving?
No, just go back.
No. Well,
absolutely
okay,
fine.
I'm gonna continue. Today we're gonna get a little meta. Oh wait, no. What did everyone do?
What did everybody do today?
I
Alan, continue.
made a drawing,
Made a
and
drawing.
then
Oh yes.
I woke up late.
Wait, is the drawing what we have on stream here?
I don't know. I don't look
It
at the
is.
stream. It is. Yeah.
Okay,
That
yeah,
is-
yeah. This is what he did.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bad in my opinion.
It looks fabulous. We
I
love it.
guarantee you that Kenny's not going to show that image. He's going to show some anime girl.
Yeah, probably.
You've been editing
This-
anime
first
pictures
of all,
in your
This is
videos.
the
I have.
Yes, we need to talk about
I've
that.
been using my backlog.
Your backlog of
Your
anime
backlog.
girls.
I have, yeah.
Why do you have so
it's
many?
quite large.
Well, I did say you could do anything you want while editing, so I can't be mad. I
You
should have
really
expected this.
So,
You know what? People have their own kinks and quirks.
Okay.
Kenny, I'm still curious.
Uh huh.
Can you unpack what just happened?
Can I unpack what just happened?
Yeah.
Oh, like what with my situation?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's going on with you?
all right. Immediately after we started, my little brother and sister they barged into. Oh, they're back.
Oh.
You gotta be quiet.
Beautiful.
You gotta be quiet. Shh. Don't talk. Go in the closet.
Maybe you should go in the closet.
You guys didn't even close the door.
Are you just are you keeping your kids in the closet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's called domestic abuse.
Oh. God. Okay. Okay. This is
Oh my
Okay.
god.
this is the best start to a podcast.
Where was I?
You were
So
explaining.
kids?
they came out of the closet.
Uh-huh.
They were always here ever since we started the podcast. They came out of the closet
Uh-huh.
and they showed me my other little brother's instrument.
Mm.
He has a trumpet, and it cost a lot of money. It was given to him by the school,
Uh-huh.
and they started
Ooh.
messing around with it. They're not supposed to touch it. So I started trying to tell them to go put it back before my other little brother finds them with it.
Ooh.
Or they break it, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
And then after that, they left. And I don't know where they went. I guess they put it back. Or they hid it somewhere else.
Imagine if they left, then you heard like a scream and then a loud toot.
That'd be pretty good. Oh God. That's
Hopefully
exactly
not
what it
like
would
that.
sound like.
Yeah, and then, well, they came back.
Uh-huh.
And now they're hiding in the closet.
As kids do these days.
As is demanded of them.
So
what about,
how
what
was
about,
how was
yeah.
how was your day,
Who are we addressing? Me?
Alan?
Oh.
Something about a doctor?
Roll a d4.
Oh no.
Okay, give me a second.
yet.
I got a D6 on my desk. What do you want me to roll?
All
A
right.
D6. There's only 4 of us.
Yeah, I know.
Well, if
So
it's-
get this right. I have a D2 on my desk. It's called a water bottle, and I'm gonna flip it.
Oh, okay.
dude. You could just say it landed straight up. We wouldn't know.
All right. Alan,
Oh
Honestly.
yeah, I did.
Okay.
all right, Alan, doctor's appointment. Go.
Well, I just told you what happened. They called me and told me I had to reschedule. I was angry, and then I
Mhm.
slept till like 11.
That sounds like a good
Um,
day.
And then my legs hurt because I did leg day yesterday and I couldn't walk.
Nice,
so I
nice.
crawled out of bed and
And the
ate
constant.
breakfast. And then nothing happened until 30 minutes ago, and we were
Okay.
gonna do the podcast. And
Which
then
we
I
are.
choked on, and then I choked on popcorn for like a solid minute, and now we're here.
Was that really a highlight of your day? The popcorn?
It wasn't a highlight of my day. It
Okay.
was the low part.
Gotcha. We all have to have one a day.
Yeah.
You know. Well, I guess it's my turn.
Should we talk about like low points and high points for today?
Doesn't matter.
No, I just think we should talk.
I don't agree with that.
Well, too bad.
That sounds dumb. Okay, Cameron.
Okay,
Camera.
so today I had work. I ate some good lunch. Had a Italian sandwich. It was pretty good. You don't care about that. That's fine. I understand.
Yep.
But I made plans. I'm going on a date tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they're showing the Cowboy Bebop movie here nearby. It's a little bit of a trip, but we're going to see it tomorrow, and I'm excited. I've seen that movie about 6 times, and
Wow.
and it's the first time on a big screen, so I'm
Big
happy.
screen makes it better.
Honestly, I hope the sound's good too.
I
'Cause-
hope the sound.
oof,
I
please,
enjoy movies more when I pay for it.
yeah.
Do you really,
Dude, the tickets are
No.
$15. That
Hey,
seems
Connor,
a little much.
Connor? Do you enjoy movies more when you talk during them?
Oh,
God, seriously,
dude,
I'm
I actually saved that for another video because I had that as an idea, like
Oh, yeah?
of pet peeves. That might be a future video. I think that'd be fun.
Listen, all I
Okay.
can say is, Cinedigm, a new paradigm in cinema. That's all I can say.
No one's gonna get that reference, but let's get on to what we want to talk about.
Well, let's talk about my day for a second here.
Wait, I thought we already
my
did.
day.
You bitch.
I thought we already did.
What is
So,
up here?
was that my day, Cameron?
Yeah, the kids coming in. I thought that was your full day.
And my abuse. So my day, nothing happened my day. All I did was driving my grandma around and
Okay.
pile some sticks on my truck and then move them places. That's it.
That sounds like a good time.
It's not. Don't lie to me.
Connor, get over with it.
All right, I worked today. I got up. I worked. The kids did tug of war. My group was the worst. But
I think you
know
have to
what?
explain what you mean by the kids.
So I worked with children, and the kids are all divided up into groups of 4 groups, and they were all pitted against each other in tug of war. And my group got last place. They got 4th place, but you know what?
Oh.
Man, they tried, and you know what? I'm not gonna be critical of kids even
Yeah.
on this podcast. And then after that, I got dinner, and then I went over to Cameron's place, and we did a computer.
Yeah,
You did a computer.
we did it
Yeah.
together.
We did a juicy computer, and then I spilled Coca-Cola all over it. Now it's dead.
Fantastic.
I'd like to tell this to both of your girlfriends.
So, that we did a computer together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
there's several things I'd like to
I
tell.
I literally told her that I was going on a date with Cameron for my computer.
Yeah.
She was like, "Yay!"
Yeah. She's supportive of us.
Yeah, she's
You guys are
supportive.
cute.
Yeah.
You guys
Not
are
to
so
mention-
cute.
I mean, the only downside is that Cameron and Alan are already married.
Oh, shit. I forgot.
I hate you guys
Right.
so much.
I forgot to set a timer, like always.
For your marriage?
No. For the...
Yeah, this is
Yes.
when it ends. This is when the marriage gets annulled.
We're syncing it perfectly.
Okay. Timer set. I don't know how
Okay.
long it's been, but I hope this
Been a
is fine.
while. It's been at least 10 minutes now.
Okay,
Okay.
that's
All
good.
right. So you guys wanted to talk about podcasts.
Yes, let's get meta in here.
All right. So what do you want to talk about? Like,
Why do they exist? Why do people watch them? Why do we exist?
Why are they so popular?
Are they popular? That is
Yeah,
my
they-
question.
Well, I think they're pretty popular.
Okay.
For me, it's because I listen to a lot of podcasts. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts during the summer, but I listen to at least probably 2 podcasts at least a day while at school. And I think that's just because I get really lonely, and having people who enjoy being around each other is really good company. So,
Lift your
Yeah.
spirits.
lifts my spirits from the pits of hell that they're usually at.
Nah.
Yeah.
When I listen to podcasts, if ever, it's at work because I'm bored out of my mind
Yes.
and I need something to listen to so I don't die.
Yes. I just kind of discovered podcasts like a week ago. I mean, obviously I knew about them, but I never really listened to them, which is
Mhm.
weird why I'm doing this. But I've been really into them the past week, ever since we decided to make this a podcast.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
mean,
wanna
you
share
already-
yours?
Yeah.
Yes.
You already listened to Small Town Martyrs, right?
Yes, that was the only one. That was all I listened to really, and it was like 5 episodes, and I thought it was interesting.
So what else did you listen to this week?
Do we want to get into that right away, or
We might as well.
I mean, we just started. Well,
I
first,
mean, I could also share my podcast
yes, we all
experience.
will. But I mean,
So-
I want to ask a question.
Oh,
if that's
okay.
all right. Why is it you guys listen to podcasts? I know Connor just said his, but
Oh,
What-
yeah.
What do you mean?
So Ellen said his too, just
like, what do
I mean,
you look for into a
Boredom,
podcast?
depression, loneliness, boredom.
Okay.
So, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. The only podcast I listen to is a D&D podcast, and that's mainly just
Uh-huh.
for entertainment. But I did talk to one of my associates at school, and he said that he started listening to podcasts this January, I believe, and this was mainly because he wanted a change in lifestyle. So he started listening to podcasts about leadership. He's a
Yes.
I think he's a manager at some sort of security, school security place.
Mm-hmm.
So he started listening to these podcasts that deal with leadership, and he's been sticking close to what he has been listening to and applying those skills, and it's been a huge improvement on his lifestyle. And he says that now that he has essentially built these skills of his,
Mm-hmm.
he wants to later leave his job and find a better one and follow his passions. Like,
Okay.
actually.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean-
I know a lot of people who do that.
I mean, I do listen to podcasts because I'm bored, but I don't just listen to anything. It's
Yeah.
got to be either like one of the podcasts I listen to is what is it, Roundtable Podcast, but I only listen to that because of the people who are on it. They're people I already consume media from.
Okay.
But apart from that, I listen to a little bit of H3 podcast. I listen
Okay.
to the Joe Rogan podcast, and I think that's about it.
All right. Yeah.
I
Like-
do occasionally listen to the H3. The Joe Rogan, not so much. I don't know enough about him to actually stick with him.
Okay. I mean, I want to say the reason why I just recently got into him, I really like YouTube videos that teach me something completely useless. Like, you know, Vsauce? Like,
Yeah.
you'll never use stuff like that, but it's so interesting to know that these
Michael
things
here.
exist. Yeah. Hey, Michael here. But I just find stuff that I don't think I'll ever get into, but it's just so interesting to learn new things that you
I
could
know.
talk with other people. Like, there's this one podcast called The Habitat, which is about it's basically there's a habitat out in Hawaii where these astronauts, trainee astronauts, come in and they have to spend like I believe it's 1 full year inside this one small confined area and live together. And everything they get like they get emails, but that's about it. But they're like 20-minute delayed, so they're cut off from outside connections. They get like surveys every single day, and it's so interesting to learn about how these astronauts are trained and how they go through this. But I'll never have. It'll never be useful to me, but it's just interesting to know these things.
I feel the same way. That's why I listen to the Joe Rogan podcast personally, because do you know what CWD is?
CWD,
Please tell us.
CWD is a disease that is found in deer,
Okay.
and it affects the brain of deer. It's a lot like mad cow disease.
Oh yeah. Like, how does it
And so-
control them, or does it control
It
them?
so it makes them go. It's the same thing basically.
Oh, they just foam at the
it's-
mouth.
Yeah, no, they salivate a lot,
Yeah.
and then they basically die from tumors in their brain
Jeez.
or something like that. Like the brain eats their brain, or
Uh-huh.
the disease eats their brain. Sorry, but then like people are concerned that it could make the jump from deer to human beings,
Yeah.
and we could have because I think there's 25 out of 50 states are infected with this disease now.
Hmm.
And that's something I learned from that podcast.
That's
Very interesting.
Yeah. So you never hear about this stuff.
Oh, you definitely
I don't know how you were. It's never in the news. It's all politics in the news.
Well, there are a lot of. I think podcasts are really good because, kind of bridging off of that. There's a lot of podcasts that specialize in certain niches. Like for me, I was going to get into McElroy podcasts later, but for me, one of my favorite niche podcasts is called Sawbones, and what they do is they delve into the history of medical science and diseases, and so they go into really interesting things like trepanation, which is drilling, the ancient way that people would help cure people is drilling holes into people's heads.
Jeez.
There's another one about a boy that's genetically predisposed to constantly eat everything, and they talk about so many things, but
Yeah.
and then there's another one I like that's about myths and mythologies, and you
Yeah.
can really get what you want from
Yeah.
podcasts, which I think is good.
Huh. I've been recently following another one. I've been listening to it a lot. It's called it gets weird. It's about conspiracy theories and
I love
mythical
conspiracy
creatures.
theories.
It's a great
You mean
podcast.
cryptids?
Cryptids, yeah. I just listened to one about Wendigos and the origin, and it's kind of a comedy / informational sort of thing.
So it's like Alex Jones, but better.
No, it's not like Alex Jones at all.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's totally different.
Dude, imagine if you were just chilling outside nearby by a fire or something, and Alex Jones just sits down right next to you. Just all right, let's talk about fluoride in water.
Oh
Let's talk
yeah.
about the globalists. Let's
Oof.
talk about the globalists.
Let's talk about gay frogs.
Yeah.
Let's talk about gay frog.
So do you think that podcasts? I think this is just my basic reaching about what they are. So do you think it's because that it's a sharing of passions? That's why people are so interested in it?
I believe also it's something they could listen to while doing something else.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the very good reasons for everybody has different reasons, but I think that's one of the very key ones.
Yeah.
That I think because I have nothing else to say.
I mean, I think like another example of this is like audiobooks. Not many people read,
Yeah.
but like if they're taking the bus, they're on a trip, they could just put earbuds in and listen to The Great Gatsby or something like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I heard a podcast with Joe Rogan in which Jordan Peterson actually talked about this specific topic.
Okay.
If you want, I can tell you what he said. I think I remember part of it.
I want no.
He basically said that we're living in a time where basically a Gutenberg revolution is taking place in the form of audio and video,
Mm-hmm.
so that people have access to and can create long form podcasts and videos for everybody to see, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And since the Gutenberg revolution was basically the term used to describe the invention of the printing press, I think he said that this may be more important because not everybody can read, but everybody can listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's
I
an
think that's
interesting
a fair
take.
point. Unless you don't know language, in which case, well,
Well, yeah, true.
Well, what are you doing listening to a podcast?
yeah,
Well,
got
you're
you
probably
there.
not.
Got
You're
what are
probably
you
not.
doing?
It's kind of, you're kind of already lost if you don't know a language and are trying to.
Yeah, you're mute, you're deaf, you can't see.
You're blind. You mean blind?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I think that's fair. I feel like, I don't really see it. I don't really consider it that way since I'm not really in an area that really needs the spread of, multiple voices. I'm already then surrounded by them, but I could see, developing countries where there's not a lot of news from the world and
Yeah.
you're getting different perspectives and different views and different opinions on things. I think if that case, what you said is definitely a lot more poignant in comparison to like America, where I'm constantly being overwhelmed by stuff and I just don't really
True.
see
Yeah.
But
the reality.
But
of
I
it.
disagree. I disagree with that personally because that's basically what YouTube is, right? YouTube itself has helped video become extremely, extremely popular.
Yes.
And I think that people our age, instead of turning on the TV at prime time, are going on their phones.
Yeah.
They're looking at videos online.
They could
They're
get.
engaging
Yeah.
with stuff like that instead of.
Everything's at their fingertips nowadays. You could look up a movie online for free. It may not be legal, but you can do
Well,
it. There's
how about
nothing
this?
stopping
You
There
can
you.
commit
There's
crimes
streaming.
like that.
There's
honestly.
streaming services that are
There are streaming
so easily
services.
accessible nowadays. Instead
You
of
don't.
you have to watch Game of Thrones at 7 on Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not limited.
And
Which
people
is great.
binge. Binging is the thing people do now.
True.
Absolutely.
We don't have the ability to do that back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about you. I stockpile all the VHS tapes. I close the door.
And then yeah.
Close.
I take one from the pile. It doesn't have anything written on it, so I'm like, oh boy, this will be a mysterious treat. And
What
I'd
is
like
that?
you to take a picture of the one VHS you have.
Dude, I might have some.
I have plenty.
I have the Jack Frost VHS, I think.
I have a ton of Disney movies.
Oh,
on
and Space
VHS.
Jam. Dude.
You have
I remember-
Space Jam?
Dude, I think I do, unless my mom sold it. I
Dude,
don't know.
Why haven't we watched a Space Jam at your house?
Because we don't have a VHS player.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
I remember on my birthday, for a present, I got the live action Garfield the movie, and
Oh, no.
the VHS tape was orange, and I lost my fucking mind. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I was in a really strong Garfield phase. I think me and
Really?
my family all were. Oh yeah, Garfield was like the bomb.
What about Garfield? Like the comics or?
The comics, and then we just assumed that the movie would be good. And you know what? It's time. I mean, it was okay, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Let's
watch
talk
it
about the
again.
Garfield movie.
Let's talk
No,
about-
no, 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 no.
No, I'm sorry, Garfield movies.
Oh yeah, is there only two, right?
Yeah, he goes to England for
Yeah.
some reason,
I,
or
re-
he meets another of his
I
kind.
do remember that. Yeah. What?
Anyways, this is totally derailing from the subject.
I mean, it's been worse on this podcast before.
It's true. This is true.
Also, I need to ask another question. Are we done with the previous one?
Go ahead.
yeah.
Ask the
ahead.
question.
Okay. So seriously, are we considered a podcast?
You know what?
I don't think
We are-
we. Technically, I don't think we are right now.
Technically,
Yes.
why
we're
not?
in,
I agree.
we're in
with
a
that.
limbo.
Yes.
Why are we not?
We're a confused channel.
It's because we don't have a mission statement, or I'd say an objective.
What do you mean?
Oh,
Does it have
I didn't
to
even think
have
of
a
that.
mission statement?
I think that our mission
L-
statement.
let me listen to Kenny. What are you trying to say?
So most podcasts that I generally listen to has something that they'd like to communicate,
Uh huh.
right?
Okay.
And to do that, they usually have a reasoning behind what they want to communicate and how they communicate it.
Okay.
For us,
Hmm.
I feel like we're just talking,
Yes.
having
Okay.
a discussion.
Well, I've always thought that we've had a goal, and I think that goal was, like when we started this podcast, we really wanted to, get people to like us. But now, for me, I really just want to save.
I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Keep going.
I really wanted to save podcasts not podcasts, but recordings and conversations
Mhm.
that can last. I think this is really good for like a time capsule or friendship. And if other people want to go for the ride and they find us interesting, they want to hear us talk,
Mhm.
so be it. But that was never really my goal after a while.
I think we are the Seinfeld of podcasts, basically.
Oh, ooh, that's
Don't do that.
Okay,
No.
now listen to me. Seinfeld is a sitcom about nothing. There's no objective towards it. It's just talking. That's the whole show.
Okay, but I want to hit hard subjects and stuff, but you guys
Yes.
never.
I mean,
want to.
we can, but I mean, there has to be something to come up for that to happen, I feel.
Okay. Well, there's plenty of things that happen around the world that we could always bring.
True, but I mean, like, it's not natural for like, hey, let's talk about abortion, guys. It just comes out of nowhere. It's not natural.
I'm barely funny, and you want to talk about?
It's barely funny. You're giving yourself a lot of credit there, Connor.
Okay, the reason why I first said are we even a podcast is because we're a stream that goes to video. We don't have a service that's MP3.
I mean, we could start uploading on SoundCloud, but that also costs money.
Does it?
No.
The first couple episodes don't cost money, but then after a while,
They get you.
your other episodes get hidden.
Okay.
So unless you want to be able to show all your videos, you have to pay.
All right. Maybe in the
we could-
future, but
Yeah, we could also try the podcast app on Apple or on Android.
yes, I did hear about that. There's some of my podcasts do that.
Yeah, I just don't know if that costs money.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be down to do it.
Yeah, I think after a season or two.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Yeah.
See,
Mhm.
with this podcast, I wanna learn more about the world personally.
Uh-huh.
I wanna dissect ideas. I wanna find the truth.
Yeah.
That's just personally what I want to do with this podcast. Because you guys all have different opinions. You guys
Yes.
come from relatively different backgrounds.
Oh yeah.
Right?
We
I mean,
all.
we all lived in the same town, but we have different.
Yeah.
My perspective is that I came from the dirt. I grew
Mm.
out of it. You grew out of the corn.
You're a plant.
Oh, I wouldn't say that necessarily, but moving on.
So that's basically what I want to do personally.
Okay.
What about you, Cameron?
What about me? What do
What's
you
your? Oh, you don't have a goal. You just want to be Seinfeld. I forgot.
I basically just want to make this Seinfeld. I want us all to have our own characteristics. I want to be Seinfeld, of course. Let's see, who's George Costanza? I think Alan.
me.
I think Alan would be a good
Ah.
George Costanza. Just mad at everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Kenny, you're more of a Kramer, I feel.
Ooh.
And
Is
Connor,
that a
you're
good or bad
Elaine.
thing? Who's Kramer?
Everyone loves Kramer. They're everyone's favorite.
I thought it was
Thanks.
everyone was Raymond.
No, yes. Actually, you might
Yeah,
be
you know,
Newman.
barely funny. I see that.
Yes. Okay, but no, that is not my goal.
What am I? What am I?
Oh, you're either Elaine or Raymond from
I'll
Everyone
be-
Loves Raymond.
I'll be Elaine.
You'll be Elaine. Okay.
Are you Jerry?
Yeah, I'm Jerry Seinfeld. You know, not very funny,
You give yourself.
but I get my
Yeah,
own
definitely.
Not that funny, and it aged terribly.
show.
Not that funny, but writes everything.
Had a blockbuster hit called the B Movie.
Oh, that's amazing, dude.
Yeah,
You
dude.
need to get a copy of that. Just
Okay.
came out, right?
Oh yeah, Blu-ray or
Yeah.
B-ray.
Just came out on
VHS.
VHS.
Yeah, yeah.
VHS.
Another
Blu-ray
one
for
the pile, am I
VHS.
right?
Okay, you asked my goal for this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, personally, this is kind of selfish, but I want to get better at talking. I want to get better at conversation.
Well, I mean,
Personal-
I've never been good at it.
Why would you? Personal goals are not a selfish thing.
I guess not, but I mean, like, I'm not doing
that-
this for the people. I'm not doing this for you guys. Well, I mean, I am doing it for you guys, I guess.
wow, truth comes out.
Ooh.
There it is.
Does Bruno Mars?
Oh, dude. Is drama going to happen?
Stop.
Are we going to split
Stop.
up? Like One Direction?
So
Don't.
elaborate more on that. You want to get better at talking.
I
Well, I
want to get
think-
better at speaking and holding a discussion because I've
Yeah.
never been one for that.
I just think it'll come naturally with the podcast.
Yeah, for sure. I hope so.
I've been pretty good at talking. I'm a pretty good talker.
You talk a lot.
I'd prefer to listen more to this podcast, actually.
This
Mhm.
podcast?
Yeah, I have.
Specifically.
If you've noticed so far, I haven't talked.
Oh, okay.
I haven't taken control of it much. You know, I'm trying to aim my speaking points right so that when
Okay.
I do talk, I'm either funny or I'm making good points.
All
I
right.
have noticed that actually.
That's fair. So, speaking of that, Connor, why don't you take the where we're going to take this?
Sure, let's not listen to my reasons.
Wait, Kenny.
No,
sorry.
No.
You know-
No.
I'm sorry.
No. No, you cannot. No, you have given the baton to me, and I will.
Oh no. I'm so sorry, Kenny.
You know, on Connor's voice, I'm just gonna overlay an anime's theme song.
Okay. Sounds good.
Stop.
As long as we don't get copywritten, I'm
All right.
okay with it.
Okay, go Connor.
For like my goal for this podcast,
Yeah.
Yeah.
being able to make quality content that 4 or 5 years from now I can look back and listen to us. I think for me especially, I don't like hearing myself talk that much, so you know, when I do want to talk, I want to hear myself being funny or making good points, but I want to hear you guys more, and just being able to look back and have good conversations with you guys. That's really my main goal altogether.
So cute.
That's adorable, Connor.
Just go to hell, man. You know.
Okay, Kenny, it's your time to shine.
So, I've been thinking about this as of late, just this week, because we were talking about podcasts. I got a little meta in my thinking too,
Mhm.
and funnily enough, one of my my class sessions this past Monday, we talked about leadership,
Okay.
and I heard a really cool TED talk on why organizations exist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I started applying that to our situation. Why did we do the podcast?
Yeah.
So, for my reason, thinking about why I'm doing this podcast is that, there's a lot of background noise. Can you hear that?
From you
Hmm.
or from someone else?
From me.
I don't hear anything. You're
There's-
good.
There's a
Okay,
little.
that's good.
Keep going.
That's good. So, I lost my train of thought. You see,
Organization skills.
organization skills. I don't
Yes.
think I ever brought that up, but okay.
I thought you
We were
did.
talking about leadership. and the
Leadership
podcast.
yeah.
and okay. So my why reason as to being a part of this podcast is that in high school I didn't have a lot of friends. There was a point where I said I would declare myself as having no friends. But that was until I was introduced to this group where I got to associate with you guys. And in some way I became really proud of myself because I was a part of this group.
Aw.
So in my way of being in this podcast is, hey, look at my cool friends, and I want to show off my cool friends to everybody else.
You're too sweet.
Oh,
I want to throw up.
Not gonna lie, that's a big mistake. But
Yeah.
I'm just
Not-
kidding.
I mean, you take the good and the bad, but then ultimately
Kenny.
it balances itself out to being really good. In my
Give
situation,
me
in my
diabetes,
case.
Kenny.
It's overly sweet.
But
But I'm proud of you.
I want to speak truthfully.
No,
So
that's true. We don't want to.
that's just been my why as to the podcast.
Okay, that's a good reason.
I do like it.
Yes, probably the best reason. Better than Seinfeld, just by a little bit.
I mean, part of it is also my communication skills. I'm sort of in your boat too, Cameron, where I do want
Yeah.
to improve my communication with talking to people. I have this really bad problem of speaking one-on-one with another person.
Yeah, I do too as well.
That's where my communication weakness is. But
I
in groups,
always
I
had that.
facilitate myself fine.
Wow. We all set our goals.
Yeah, take us to the next step, Cameron.
Oh, geez. What is the next step? I did the previous step.
Oh, there's more steps.
Yeah.
I thought we were
let's-
gonna crash and burn.
I mean, that's usually what happens. Okay. Let's see.
Well, we were talking about. I actually forgot. What
Oh,
were we
no.
talking about?
Are we burning yet, or are we just crashing still?
I think we're falling down.
Okay. Okay. Someone needs to lift up the stick. What do we do?
so,
I'm
Are we
panicking.
out of ideas
I'm panicking.
for this
You know,
podcast?
No, I have things I want to talk about, but I don't know how to
Alright,
bridge
well,
to it.
you know what? How
Okay.
about this? If we're gonna talk about podcast, why don't we? If you think that you have a good podcast for somebody else in this chat, so let's say I had a good podcast for Cameron,
Oh
why don't I
yeah.
recommend it to them? So
Yeah.
Cameron,
Let's do that.
here's a recommendation for you. I
For me?
suggest that you've
get a
already
notepad.
been listening to it for a bit, but I suggest that you listen to My Brother.
Oh yeah. I don't need to write that down. I know it.
That is the Seinfeld of
Is that-
podcasts.
It's essentially their goals is that every week they get a number of questions, whether it's directly from their audience or they find it on Yahoo,
Mhm.
and they try to solve problems, but usually they preface this at the beginning that they're all mostly for the most part jokes, and it's just like they try to give like really bad advice, or it segues to like a funny conversation, and then they have other segments in the podcast like Haunted Doll Watch, where they find haunted dolls being sold and like on like bunch of websites, and how people in the descriptions rate like the craziest things for them, and and so on and so forth. But anyways, I think it's really funny. I think you should check it out.
All right. Do you also want to talk about their D&D podcast as well?
Yeah, for Kenny, I'd recommend the Adventure Zone, but I've already recommended that.
Yes,
to
you
him.
have. I've just never stuck to it because You know, I listen to D&D, but the main D&D people I listen to is Critical Role,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just because I'm familiar with them and I stick by them.
Okay.
I have been trying to branch out to other D&D groups. I've been listening to High Rollers. I don't know if you know them.
Yes, I do.
They're another branch of D&D, a D&D group. For the Adventure Zone, I remember being really fond of it when I listened to it with Connor, but for some reason I've just never stuck with it, just because I guess
Yeah.
it's not
They've
my
they've
taste.
It's not
That's just-
super
yeah.
serious.
they've started a new arc, which I think is it's a lot more serious and a lot less jokey. It's like it's based off of the Monster of the Week system, where it's like takes place in like Kepler, like West Virginia, and what happens is that they all play characters that have to like fight a new monster every month. It's almost kind of like Stranger Things or like Call of Cthulhu, where they have to deal with something strange every month, and I think it's really interesting.
Hmm.
But
That
that,
does sound pretty cool.
yeah, like there's one person, there's like like one character, played by Travis. He's like a person called like the Lady Flame, and controls fire. The dad Clint, he plays a character that's it's an ex thief who now runs a like a cheesy horror movie show on like Saturday nights, and he uses it to like showcase all the things that they fought, but he never like it's like real stuff, but he makes it pretend as if it's fake. And then another one's like a park ranger who's destined for like a great prophecy that he doesn't want to be a part of it, and it's like these three people have to fight all these bad stuff. And that's the plot.
I think I'll probably try and check it out. I used to watch it quite a bit, but I kind of fell off.
Yeah, it's called Adventure Zone Amnesty. The
Yeah.
original campaign was called Adventure Zone Balance, which is
Okay.
also good. It's a bit more rough around the edges though, but it's really really low.
Okay. And since we're talking about Dungeon and Dragons, I also have a channel I want to plug that's about Dungeons and Dragons, but it's not playing it. They talk about in-depth look at everything about Dungeons and Dragons. Like they have separate videos for every single class, every subclass, certain spells, just certain parts of D&D, and it's really really interesting. And if you want to get into DMing, I recommend this channel. It's called the Dungeon Cast. It's ongoing. It's about like a half hour per episode, so it's not a huge time commitment, and it's a real interesting show.
You know, I'm not even gonna mention Matt Colville because I'm pretty sure just don't talk about him, Kenny. I guarantee you he will pop up eventually again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if we mention D&D, that he will appear.
Okay.
He's like that large statue in the middle of the street where you're just, wandering the marketplace. All of a sudden you see him, you're like, oh, look at that guy.
Okay.
I never thought that, but all right, I
Okay.
don't disagree.
And I have one more to suggest.
Okay.
This isn't to anyone specifically. I think it's to anyone who's listening, because this podcast talks about deep things. It's okay. Well, the podcast name is Feeling Weird. No G in feeling. It's feeling. Yeah, but it's a lot of deep conversation stuff. So it's like OCD, alcohol addiction, trans, and if that applies to you and if you want to learn more about that stuff, it's really interesting. I watched one on asexuality, which is kind of important to me because my girlfriend is ace, and it was really interesting learning about that stuff and what the misconceptions are, and I think it's really important for people to learn. Of course, I'm not forcing you to do it. Just if you feel like you wanna, I say go check it out. It has a lot of interesting topics, and it's not just someone who knows nothing about it. They actually get people who are in those situations and have experience, and they explain their experiences.
I'm sorry for that.
No, I'm
No,
actually
it's
glad
totally
that happened.
fine.
I'm glad that happened. It
Wow.
was getting a little heavy in here.
No, that's all I wanted to say. I didn't think it was that heavy, was it?
I'm pretty heavy.
I thought you
Well,
could. hold that
Stepping
weight.
away from the D&D stuff, Alan, what about you? You got any podcasts you'd like to recommend?
I don't really want to recommend the H3 podcast because
It's a little rocky. It can get
I
rocky.
I just don't like some of their bits. I like Ethan as a person, but
Mhm.
I don't really like listening to him for a solid 2 hours.
Yeah, you know, he does tend to unconventionally just roast for the heck of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But,
how's H3H3 set up? Is it just like a guest per episode?
sometimes they have guests, sometimes they don't.
Okay.
I think that they always choose a topic or a couple topics to talk about.
Okay. I've always seen the one where
Um,
it's about a YouTuber. That's about it.
Yeah. Like they usually interview the person they have it coming
Yeah.
along. They have I think there's a part where they have a caller call in, and I don't like that part personally, but I understand why they do it.
Is it? It's kind of like Kendrick Lamar concerts, where occasionally he will stop.
What?
He will stop after a couple songs and bring us a fan on stage to rap one of his songs,
Ah, yes.
and everybody. It's just pure cringe for everybody involved.
And then he gets them.
He gets them good.
What? If you want, you could just have like a Jake Paul concert. You know, you didn't have
Yeah, you
to.
know, but Jake Paul doesn't like it.
Walmart.
Excuse
What?
you?
I'm nothing.
What? Is that a Jake Paul reference? Are you a Jake Paul?
No, I hate him. I hate him a lot.
Thanks.
Dude. I don't even want
I mean-
to talk about him.
Good. All right, let's go to the next part.
Did you want to suggest one or other than
You know, if anything, I'd suggest Joe Rogan, but I don't know if you guys would want to.
Okay.
Like, there's some good ones. Like recently, I think he talked to what's his name, the kid from Home Alone.
Oh,
Macaulay
yes.
Culkin?
Oh,
Yeah,
Macaulay
that
Culkin.
boy. He
Macaulay
is.
Culkin's weird.
He's a pretty normal person in my
Yeah.
opinion. He just has a lot of money.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
That might be why I think he's weird.
He's been through a lot of crap. Like he had to become like the leader of his household when he was like 12,
Oh,
like
really?
13. Yeah,
Jeez.
he had. I wouldn't say that he had a rough childhood, but he had to take responsibility for his family like really quickly.
Jeez.
Hmm.
Didn't he also go through like addiction?
Oh yeah, he did go through addiction, but
Yeah,
I
that's
think he's
right.
past that now.
Yeah.
No, I think
I
he's
did hear about
I
that.
think he's a pretty good person.
Yeah. I mean, I've
Oh,
seen him
okay.
recently. He seems pretty all right. It was
How
just that
far
one
are we?
time.
What's the timing?
The time we have about like 8 minutes.
Sick.
Yeah. I don't want to go to an hour and 11 minutes again. That was a little too much.
We're probably at time considering. I mean, we've gone at least 40 minutes.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any excuse to leave and grab my computer.
Well, actually, here's the thing too, because we did start rambling about, you know,
D&D,
whatever's-
Seinfeld.
no,
Oh,
no,
like
not
the,
that. I mean,
kids.
the intro bit where we
Oh,
can
last video,
start the
yeah.
podcast.
Oh,
no, I'm talking
I
about
see.
this one. we're
This
doing
one,
right now.
yeah. But I took that into account, I think.
Okay.
I gave us like 10 extra minutes
Hmm.
or less minutes.
Okay. Well, let's keep going.
Yeah, anything else people want to talk about or recommend?
These headphones are.
Not good, apparently.
What?
No, I think it's his internet personally.
Yeah, it's probably his internet.
Yeah, it's-
He's on a laptop.
No, like these headphones are actually itchy around my ears.
Oh,
They're
I'm
easy?
sorry. Itchy.
Oh,
I know.
itchy. Are they your new ones?
Oh yeah, I think. Ooh, I'm sweating real bad around the ears. If you know what I mean.
Oh no, I'm
Hey,
sorry.
you know what? There's like no background noise from you, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
Listen, my ears are gonna be sucky as hell.
Put some
Yeah, I have, like,
paper towels in there. Just
oh yeah, that's what my brother does.
Oh,
He
really?
doesn't put paper towels, but he uses like really cushiony socks.
Huh.
Does he really?
He does,
It's weird.
and sometimes he also puts it on the top of his head for some reason. I guess the
Oh,
band part of
cuts
it
it
is
off.
also yeah.
How's the band in your headphones, Connor?
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, did he just die? Is he gone from Discord too?
No, he's not gone from
Well,
Discord, but
we
he's
have-
Oh, he's just
fixing
muted.
something.
We have an
All right.
opening for the next podcast.
Yeah,
We'll send out applications. Just send those out. You can be
We
a
actually
member.
won't send those
actually,
applications
the
out.
next person to join us on our podcast is going to be my little sister and my little brother, who are sitting right here next to me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Do they have anything they want to say?
What did they think about
Hi.
Say my,
podcasts?
my friends, come here.
Hi, I'm Chloe.
No, you don't want to say anything. Come here, say that. No,
All right.
come here.
No, that's fine. It's
Okay,
cool.
it's okay.
This-
Get the fuck over here.
You know, as soon as I tell them to speak, now they're quiet.
Ooh.
Come on, don't be shy. Come on over here.
All right. I do
Personal
have to leave pretty soon. So
Yeah.
let's
Do you have
let's wrap
like?
this up,
Do you have
boys.
5 minutes?
I mean, I could do 5 minutes.
You could do 5 minutes. Okay. Well, let's see. Podcasts.
What did you want to talk about? What's the last thing?
What's the most important podcast? Okay. What?
Is that what you have on the list?
No, I don't
Relax,
have. I don't
buddy.
have a list.
Hmm.
This is all off of my mind. I didn't take notes. I was too busy this week.
Keep going,
About what?
Cameron. You were talking about something, right?
Was I?
This
Yeah.
is a freaking mess.
I think I have Alzheimer's.
Just do the equivalent of dance for us. Just dance. Just dance for us.
These freaking
Floss?
monkeys just dance.
Okay.
Actually, I mean, if we want to discuss something that's not related to podcast, I do have something in mind.
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
wait, what was that?
What should we talk
What?
about?
Okay. So I have this idea of putting a little intro bit in
Oh yes.
our podcast videos.
Do you, do you want me to play it right now?
Can you?
No,
play
no,
it?
I can.
no,
I have it
don't
on
do
right
it.
now.
Yeah. Play it.
I'll play it.
Don't play
Everyone
it.
be quiet.
Hi, my name's Kenny, and you're listening to the Cabin Podcast.
And
I'm being
that's it.
quiet.
Yep, it just ended. You can talk again.
Okay.
I
So-
couldn't hear that at all.
You can't because it's
mean,
it's
we're
not
on
to the
Discord.
mic. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah,
hear it
you're
in
on
the stream.
Twitch.
Are you telling me that you played something for the listeners and not me?
Yes. Now
Yeah.
be quiet. My slave.
Sure. So I have this idea of Cameron presented me this idea of maybe we should do like a Disney Channel thing,
Yeah.
right? Because the way I had formatted it, it's so on point to
Yeah.
the point where we could film ourselves, have this like a ruler or something, and just draw something
Yeah.
nonsensical and have it
Some-
appear on screen.
Something like phallic shape maybe.
Yeah.
I want you to know I'm not gonna do that, but
'Cause
I
it's-
appreciate.
Like
I just
Okay. Hi, my name's
it just
Kenny,
made me so
and
angry.
I think it'd be fun.
I think it would be funny too, but I don't think we have the resources available right now.
I mean, you know what? I could
Do you
just
have a
film
green
it, I could
screen?
just put
Do we?
no,
Yeah.
we don't have a
I
green
don't think
screen,
so,
but
yeah.
we could just film it outside. Have it be really unprofessional.
Yeah, just very crappy. But then we'd show our face.
That's true.
We gotta save that for the 1,000 subscriber special, dude.
No.
That's
Yeah, we're not even.
Thousands
We're not gonna get 10.
Exactly. So you gotta
Thanks.
keep that incentive going.
just everything's coming up Gucci.
Oh God.
Why do you say that?
Yeah. Why?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, maybe we all have our own individual intro that we play randomly.
Sure.
Mm.
The Disney Channel will be my intro.
Oh, I
Well-
thought we'd all do that.
We could do like the equivalent of like Full Metal Alchemist, where we all just just say
A
it.
super high budget intro with
You know
a
those
song by
live
Asian,
action.
Asian Kung Fu Generation.
Yeah. I don't know about that,
Oh
but
no.
you know, have you guys seen those live action anime openings where they replace some of the scenes with live action?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do I have
do
to
it?
go online now and check this out. Not right this
It's-
second, but
It's amazing.
huh.
Nothing short of.
Well, maybe we could check that out. See if we could do something like that, I guess. I don't know. We need to do
Yes.
something for our podcast
Maybe.
to make it interesting. or to introduce us, because the introduction to this video was terrible. I gotta say.
It's they've all been terrible. Don't
Well,
kid yourself.
not the stream itself. I think the stream could be whatever it is, but just
Yeah.
hopping into just us saying whatever.
Oh, like for the YouTube videos.
Yeah, for the YouTube videos.
Okay, I see what you're saying now. That
Mhm.
makes sense.
Hey, nice coat.
Coat.
I'm sorry, I'm referencing Game Grumps. None of you watch Game Grumps except maybe
No,
Connor.
used to.
I don't even.
They're
that
dead
one.
to me now.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
let's-
sure they're good.
Let's end this. End this.
Dude, we
We've
have
been-
30 seconds. Say your
No,
goodbyes.
What do you want to do in this 30 seconds?
Say your
my goodbye
goodbyes.
is
Fuck off.
Thank you,
Alright,
thank you
boys.
for watching.
I'm out of here. See you later.
See ya. He's gone.
Whoa.
wow. that
Say
was
goodbye,
rude.
Connor. Come over and get your computer. I don't want it anymore.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I love you all.
Hold on,
Thanks for
here's my
watching.
goodbye. My name is Captain Stark Tony, and I'm a part of the
Oh.
League of Not.
Oh, timer was going off. You can't
Oh.
talk no more.
Okay, well, I'm not person.
Ah!